Welcome to another episode of Three Conservative Gimps, where we are proud and free and we work as one. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Hope you all are having a great week. It's fall. The football season's under the way. Both college and pro football all going. And we got a lot of stuff going on in the political world. So let's get this show going. Let's welcome the master of mayhem, the maniacal man himself from Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's Lloyd Mendenhall.
Maniacal? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. Hey, Art, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
If you start yawning, I'm going to reach through there and smack you.
Oh, man.
I know. I've got the yawns too.
Today. Another 9-hour day, and it looks like I'm working Saturday again. So, don't you do it.
Yeah,
I
already started. Yeah, my bad. And I've had the yawns all afternoon. I don't know what the deal is because it's just like.
I was doing fine, and then I had dinner, and I'm just playing around the computer, getting some more video going on the other channel on the Art Go Drones and Entertainment, and getting that ready, and also got the live stream all set and ready to go for tomorrow night. So that should be a good show.
I've often wondered where the entertainment part of that was. I know you talk about drones, but I don't usually see much entertainment on there.
Well, you know what? We do talk a lot about trivia, especially TV and movies and music.
That's true too. Yeah.
And what else? With a little sprinkle of, some political stuff.
Yeah, it's real. We talk about we've brought this up on Bill's show, and I know you guys have talked about it on Arco Drone Solutions and on my show. But the reality is, we live in a political world right now. Our country, in this country, it's really there's quite a divide, and so we, as much as we try to keep those other channels as our happy places, and keep this as keep this grounded in our politics. Sometimes it bleeds over. Just something happens. Something could happen tomorrow morning that would completely change your show by tomorrow night.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
something
we didn't manage to cover on here, but somebody else brings up, guys. It is the nature of it's part of being a citizen of this great country of ours, that you should be politically engaged. If you don't want to, you don't have to agree with what, like you and I say, or what we say on this channel.
Right.
You don't have to agree with it, and I respect your right to disagree. But I'd rather have a good, healthy debate than just ignore the situation altogether.
Right.
No, we didn't. Well, yeah, I did, but it wasn't in vain.
No, just in passing, Bill.
Yeah. But, it bleeds over on our shows, and sometimes that affects our viewership, and, but we live in a country, and I think that we should, again, we should also be allowed to talk about those subjects if it's something that has happened that, we feel that it's a benefit for people to know about,
right,
or to answer somebody who brings it up. Sometimes we have to respond to something that somebody's brought up, and we may not necessarily want to talk about it, but sometimes it's necessary. But that's what it is. It takes a lot to be a citizen of this country. You have to really want it. If you want your freedoms, you have to make sure you're involved, and that, in order to, our freedoms are not free. They're
That's right.
by the blood
Hmm.
of service members or those of our law enforcement and first responders, or the fact that we may not like somebody's opinion, but
Right.
they have that right. They have that right to their opinion, and uh, free speech uh, is the essence of part of who we are.
Hmm.
It doesn't mean that
We
you
have
know
to
it,
listen,
yeah, we
or
don't have to listen, and we don't have to agree, but the
right,
right for somebody to say something, and there again, that goes along with uh, you know when you're out in public, the government can't stop you from saying what you want to say. It's
right.
not they're not allowed to. Your boss, now that might be a
Yeah,
different story,
your
especially if
boss.
it's something that's so egregious.
Right,
Uh, your boss, and it cuts both ways.
right,
Sometimes you say something that's a little bit too far one direction or the other, and if your boss doesn't agree, well, then you have, but hopefully you can sit down and discuss it as you know members of the human race.
right.
Not
And don't forget, you are a person representing the company that
That's
you're
right.
working for.
Yes,
And if you say something that's like really off the wall or just terrible, it has consequences.
it does, and it can reflect badly on that company.
Right. Hmm.
So, uh, because you may even be in a majority of the employees, but that's not what the company values are.
Right.
And if you
Uh,
step so far over that, but
right. Right, Bill. Like that guy
ex-
running for attorney general in
yeah,
Maryland.
exactly,
Oh,
Bill. Yeah,
which is
yeah,
just awful. And it's like, I hope he goes down, and he goes down big,
yeah,
because we can't
yeah,
have people like that in office,
yeah,
wishing
yeah,
uh,
and saying, "Oh,
harm.
I'm sorry,"
Yeah,
I
not only to that other person, but to his kids as well,
yeah, yeah,
and, which is really crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's, you know, yeah. If I mean, there comes a well, it goes back to what I first learned in government. One of the first things they talked about was, you know, we all have these in, inalienable rights. We all have, or but we have to give up some of those
Right.
rights in order to live in a civilized society. I mean, because back before governments were formed and back when we were still cave dwellers, hey,
Hmm.
we saw that lady over there that other caveman had. We just go over and kill him and take her back to the cave with us.
Right.
But no longer do we do that. Now we're civilized and we just look at him and say, "You poor," we just look at him and say, "You're stuck with her, buddy. I don't want her."
Hmm.
But we don't go around killing our neighbors saying, "Hey, and that goes back to the earliest of civilization. Go back to the early days of the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. So that's
Right.
that's that's part of being civilized. So we have to,
Hmm.
you know, yeah, I have the rights by nature to go across the street and shoot my neighbors because I don't like the fact that they're playing Mexican
Hmm.
music.
Well,
But then
here's somebody
I will go
that'll.
to jail.
This guy, he'll bring civility to this
Yes.
channel. Welcome, Charles Gillespie. Welcome, welcome.
Hey Art, hey Lloyd, everybody in the chat.
Oh, Charles.
Mhm.
I was just dithering along.
Well, I was like,
Charles came back.
is Lloyd? Why is Lloyd going? I told him I'd be right back. So why is Lloyd? Why are they
Well,
going on and on and on? And I'm like, well, okay, my mic and my camera are off. Maybe Art doesn't realize that I've back here and been back here for a good 5-6 minutes.
yeah,
I
yeah,
checked in. I've seen your avatar, and we got so enthralled with what we were talking about. And I go, oh crap, Charles is here. Let's bring him back on. So yeah, we were talking about this. This guy is running for attorney general in Maryland, who's sent out texts which accidentally went to the wrong person about pew-pewing some Republican.
Yeah.
And not only that guy, but his kids as well.
Now,
So
is this because this also this? I thought there was some guy running for some office in West Virginia, or not West Virginia, in Virginia that said
maybe
very
it is
similar
I
things.
think it was Virginia. Yeah, I think it was in Virginia.
Okay. Virginia. Okay.
Yeah.
And so we got two of those whack jobs.
No, we just got the one that we know of. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe. Why would you? I mean, that's just not. They're no longer people have, and I'm at a loss for words sometimes because I just can't believe how insensitive we have become towards human life. How jaded or how callous we've become towards it. That you would write that. I mean, especially if you're running for the office of a whatever position, whether it be for dog catcher or the president of the United States. You don't say stuff like that. That's and it's real simple. If you said it anywhere that it's been put on anything even close to the internet's forever.
Yeah.
So whether you send it through a text message or whether you put it on a TikTok video back when you were 14 years old, they're going to find it. What I find offensive is when some people can say or do stuff, but because they're liberal or left leaning, that's excused because those are younger days. They've matured since then. Like Colbert and his blackface. Look at what happened with Ted Danson. Was it Colbert? Not Colbert. Jimmy Kimmel. They're two peas of the same pod. Whatever.
And then Trudeau did blackface.
Trudeau and Ted Danson.
Look what happened to Ted Danson. He just about, he caught hell over that. Just about got canceled. And
that's right. Right, Bill. Morality is just a construct. The guy that said that sent the text was Jay Jones. He's a candidate running against Republican Jason Myers or Miyares, and he was fantasizing violence against then House Speaker Todd Gilbert. It's like, man,
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
But Maryland is a blue state, and who knows? Maybe he figured
Maryland. I thought it was Virginia.
I mean Virginia, but Virginia is kind of. They switch back and forth.
Yeah, I think they're a little on the purple side.
Yeah, I think they're trending to the right these days.
Yeah, and that's the problem we have is this has become the attitude of the far left.
Right. Well,
I mean, they don't care about life going all the way from conception on to old age. They don't care. They're the look at Como and all the old people that died in the during COVID because of his. Look at the abortions and all of those, all the unborn children that have died. Look at Look at Charlie Kirk.
Yeah,
Just
that's
because he
right.
didn't agree with somebody.
Well, you got to remember today's Democrats are in a position where they think they've got the moral high ground, that they
Yeah.
are morally superior to
Yes.
anybody beneath them. And they think ends justify the means, so that they can
Yeah.
hold on to power, and they think they know better. And that's why they think socialism will work, because they know how to do it, even though it
Yeah.
has failed every time it's been done.
Yep.
I mean, look at what happened in Nepal. Their government just fell a couple
Just,
weeks ago.
yeah.
Their
Yeah.
communist government fell.
Yeah.
And now Indonesia is in trouble with corruption, and the young people are getting fed up. And
They are. And it's happening. It's happening a lot in our country. Young men especially are,
mhm,
and young black men too as well. They're
mhm,
tired of being under the thumbs of the Democrat, thinking that, you
right,
know, especially in the black communities, they for generations they convinced them that the only way you're ever going to get ahead is if you vote for us. But
right,
the problem is they still never got ahead. No
right,
matter how often they voted for that party,
mhm,
no matter how often they chose the liberals, they still were living in the ghettos. They
right,
still were living, below the poverty line.
mm,
They were still living uh, with the poorest education. You know,
mm, right.
no matter it's like, well, wait a minute. I thought you people, you
Keep
liberals marched
going.
with, you marched with Martin Luther King to help, you know, uh, free us from our oppressors, but yet how come we're not even better off? At least according to you guys, how come we're not even better off than we were back then?
Well, because those evil Republicans are
Yeah,
standing in our way.
yeah,
Mhm. Those fascist Nazis.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Those white supremacists,
yep,
homophobes, and
yeah.
sexist, racist, uh,
That's it.
transphobe, and
Yeah, and
xenophobe.
that's their. I don't know that I'm transphobe. I like I like the Transformer movies, so I thought they
Yeah.
were pretty good. So I'm not
Mhm.
transphobe. You know, I like the Transformer car.
Mhm.
Pretty sharp looking car.
And
In
I
its
like,
day.
speaking of Virginia, there's a state rep by the name of Nick Ferteus, I think is his name. I see him a lot on YouTube, and he always does these shorts that are poignant and to the point, where he
Oh,
talks about how having a debate with Democrats, instead of having a debate, it's more of diagnoses. Like, you try to say something, they'll say, "Oh, so you're xenophobic." No, 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 no. That and he has
oh,
nothing to do
yeah,
with what
yeah,
he said. They tried to diagnose as that person or his ideas as having a
yeah,
phobia.
yeah,
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 because they skirt the debate by throwing that out there. And that's not a debate, that's just a talking point.
yeah. And that's the problem. They don't. And there is the problem the Democrats are having right now is they don't have anything.
They don't.
And
All they have is hatred for Trump.
yeah,
That's it. That's it.
that's
That's all they have.
right now. That's all they're going on.
I mean, how did that work out for the Republicans when they didn't agree with Obama? And that's all they did, is they tried to run against Obama, and they
And they
lost.
failed. Yeah,
They didn't get their message out Donald
Right.
Trump got a message out and said what he was going to do, and he's doing it. And
And he's
he's
doing it.
doing
Yeah.
it in fantastic time. I mean, the guy hasn't even been in office a year. And
No.
look at all the stuff that he's done. Now he's got a peace treaty with Israel and Hamas, which we'll be talking right now.
Right.
And if he doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize, I mean, he should get it just for that. Because that was a war that's been going on for 2 years, and pretty much Hamas was finished. And I think, those in the Muslim world were telling them, hey, you better take the deal. This is the best you could get, unless you want it, But here's my fear, is that a few years down the road, we'll be right back to where we were.
I don't. Of course, I don't know what the
It
whole.
all depends on, who's feeding them the arms, which I think
Well, I think it's going to be more to do with what do the Palestinian people want.
right,
If right now the Palestinian people, not Hamas, but the Palestinian people, and I think that's one of the contingents is that Hamas will not be part of the new Palestinian government.
right,
And I do know that the PLO is wanting to come back into, and they pretty much dealt with all of that, you know. And but then when Yasser Arafat died, there was such a power vacuum, and that's when Iran swooped in with Hamas,
right, mm-hmm.
and they basically strong armed their way
Right.
into the politics of it. But
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, I don't expect him to get the Peace Prize, but he should be nominated.
Right, mm-hmm.
Uh, I but I don't think they will, because that's
You know,
another political. I mean, look, they they gave Obama the Peace Prize, and he hadn't even done anything yet.
right, yeah.
Had he even won the election yet, or had he? I can't remember if he won the
I think
election.
he just got elected, and
He
he was
just got
just
elected, and they gave it.
yeah, he was just inaugurated, and boom, he's got the
I thought he
Nobel
got it
Peace.
before he was even inaugurated, but I may be wrong,
Yeah,
because that was the big argument. Why? He hadn't
right,
done anything yet.
right.
Uh,
Well, everybody thought, oh, he's going to be the great unifier. Oh, look at how that turned out.
that's set. In my opinion, he set race relations back probably 50 years.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
and we're still not recovered from it.
Right. And I hope this peace deal does work out, that Hamas is done, and we can finally have a two-state solution, and that, Gaza could be the shining city on the Mediterranean, like Lebanon used to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now that Hezbollah is pretty much gone too, I think the people of Lebanon, they're all going, whew, wow, we got rid of those idiots. Now we could do something. We could build this country and
Yeah.
really have a good, thriving economy like we did before all this stuff happened, before the Civil War back in the 70s.
Yeah.
That wrecked the country, and
Yeah,
because
because I mean, I knew several Lebanese people, and when I was younger, we had a gal. One of my good friends, he dated this Lebanese gal, and she was pretty. I gotta give her credit. She
yeah,
was a looker, and yeah, and matter of fact, I knew a couple of guys that dated Lebanese gals, and both these gals I knew were both really good looking,
Right.
and uh,
And
now
I'm guessing they were Christians.
uh, the one was, the other one wasn't.
Oh, okay.
The first
Because
one, I don't know that whether she was Lebanese Christian or not, but I do know when they found out that now she went to our high school, but her older brothers went to the other high school there in Colorado in Grand Junction,
oh,
and
okay.
and they were they were they were a couple of rough guys, and
Uh,
when they found out uh, that
oh,
Danny was
yeah.
dating, and they came over to have a talk with him. Well, they were going to them and a couple of their other Arab friends were going to jump him, but ended up the whole high school football team from our high school stepped out on the front lawn and said, "Not today." So instead, they just shouted at him, "You leave her alone." And then he gets a call that said uh, she was on her way back to Lebanon. They shipped her ass back to Lebanon the
Uh,
very next day.
yeah.
They thought they could scare him off, but he had friends, and we weren't going to let somebody like that just bully us.
Right.
So
Hmm.
she was by the next day she was out of class and she was on her way back to Lebanon. So
Well, the former president of the company that I used to work for, he's from Lebanon,
yeah,
and his uncle used to work for that company as well. And his uncle later became a state senator and then became an ambassador to Bahrain.
huh.
Sam
Yeah. I
Zach,
mean Jamie Farr,
yeah, Jamie Farr,
Danny Thomas,
Danny Thomas, yeah. Hmm.
both Lebanese Christians. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. And there used to be a large community there. And then
yes,
when they had the Civil War, they kicked
yeah,
out all the Christians, and it
right,
became
yeah,
a
a Muslim
Muslim, most,
caliphate. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
caliphate. Yeah,
And so hopefully, I mean, if this deal really cements peace there, I think it'll be a win for Israel and for the Middle East
yeah.
because uh, which
And
no other president has been able to do something like this.
the closest I think was it
Oh,
Jimmy Carter and Yasser
Jimmy
Arafat and
Carter
Menachem
and
Begin.
Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Okay, which one was? Yeah, Menachem
Jimmy Clinton.
Begin and Yasser Arafat. Was that Bill Clinton?
That was Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one was Begin and Sadat, where they
Oh yeah,
had.
Anwar Sadat. Yeah, that was under Jimmy Carter. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, and
Mhm.
Anwar Sadat and eventually didn't Begin both get assassinated? Didn't they both get assassinated? No.
No, Begin died of natural causes.
Okay.
You're thinking, uh, oh God, Baruch, I think it was. Uh, let me. I'll have to Google now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Is
I know Anwar Sadat got assassinated, but
ah 1995. That would be Isaac Rabin.
oh,
Isaac Rabin.
Rabin. Okay.
Yeah, that's who it
Yeah.
was. Hmm.
Okay.
And he was at a peace rally.
Yeah,
Imagine somebody getting assassinated.
and I
uh,
think he was killed by. I think he was killed by his own one of it. By a
Right, another
an
Israeli.
Israeli. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep, yep. So that's what happened. So that's the big deal. Lloyd and I, we were talking before the show. It looks like the hostages will be released on Monday, according to Lloyd.
Monday or Tuesday. They're
Monday or
right now they're
Tuesday.
shooting for Monday, but yeah. So
Right. That's good.
I
And
suspect that if they get the hostages back, and then they try, of course they've got to release all these, Hamas
yeah,
leaders,
prisoners. Yeah.
prisoners. But if they uh, if they get their hostages back, and then Hamas tries something again,
Oh,
Hamas
yeah.
it'll be ended right there, because
Yeah.
now they don't have any reason to hold back. Right?
Right.
They've held back as much as they could because of the hostages. But once the
Right.
hostages are released, Hamas better be on their best behavior. That's all I can
Right.
say. Because
And one of the provisions is Hamas cannot hold any government positions. Uh,
that's what I understand. They're supposed to be allowed to be part of the treaty process, but they can't be part of any position in government.
right.
I think
Hmm.
that's been some of the fine negotiations that's been going, because they're still negotiating parts of it. But this is phase one, and
Hmm.
phase one is about to be completed. And I think after that, then they start working on phase two.
Hmm.
But this is the big one right now. And
Hmm.
if they can, if everything goes as planned, like you said, it could be peace in the Middle East.
Yep.
And
And
the
yeah, and then that way, I mean, the only other stumbling block is now we got to see what's going to happen with Iran. And their economy is in shambles. And
yeah,
the
yeah,
people there, not the government, the people there, they want a different government.
yeah,
But the thing is, the Ayatollah and his mullahs have
right.
all the power, and they got the backing of the military. And
Yeah, but the military has been pretty decimated.
yeah, that's true. And
So
they've been killing off every general. Anytime there's a new general, that guy's gone.
yeah,
And
so I suspect that some of the lower echelon military are probably starting to relook at things.
right. Well, I think what I've been hearing is every time there's a new leader, uh, Israel has put out a bulletin saying, "Hey, if you tell us who the new guy is, we'll give you some money." And
Yeah,
they're giving them an incentive, and they're saying, "Hey, the new guy is so and so, and he'll be at this location."
yeah,
And
yeah,
then kablooey, he's gone. Hmm.
yeah, and I think it's a matter of, I think just a matter of time, and that government will eventually fall.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and
because
I think it's going to happen. I'll give it another 5 years on the outset that it'll probably last. Probably once this Ayatollah dies,
hmm
he may be the last Ayatollah of the country.
right.
The last
You got to remember
theocratic.
there are thousands of clerics in
Oh,
that country.
yeah, that's true. But as far as having, I think that he may be the last theocratic leader of that country.
Yeah. Hmm.
As far as yeah, they're going to have their religious, uh, and they may turn around and get rid of some of those clerics too.
Hmm.
You know,
Yep. And they may bring back the crown prince. Only I think he just wants to have more of a figurehead,
yeah,
as
he doesn't really.
he
He
doesn't
wants to
really.
pretend he's going to be the crown prince, but
Yeah.
if he really wanted the job, he would be leading. the opposition in country instead of talking big from across the,
Yeah.
in talking big from Paris,
Right.
and that's what a lot of the people themselves are saying. If he wants to be our leader, he needs to come over here and lead.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But he's not his father or his grandfather. So
That's right. That's
uh,
right.
but that's
Mm-hmm.
uh, anyways. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, and on another topic, which we covered last week. Now we're in the just starting week 2 of the shutdown.
Yep,
This is day 8, I believe,
I think it is.
and
Yeah, it is.
the
Actually,
Democrats
no, it's day 9.
day 9. Okay.
Yeah, because the government shut down officially at midnight on October the 1st because that was the end of the fiscal year.
Oh, that. All right. I stand corrected.
Yeah, so this
And
is day 9. Yeah.
day 9, America held hostage.
Yep.
Remember when Rush Limbaugh used to do that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Day 37, America held hostage.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. And you and I talked about this a little bit before the show. Here's the thing. Uh, the and I thought I saw that another Republican has sort of kind of went the other way today, gone towards the a little bit leaning to the left or supporting the left. The problem is the Republicans have got to stick to their guns
right. Mm-hmm.
because if they don't,
Mm-hmm.
and then they allow this bill, this spending bill, to go through,
Mm-hmm.
and or this amendment to the reconciliation or the continuing
CR.
resolution, yeah. If they let this be added to the CR, and of course then it's going to raise costs.
Right.
Uh, I they're going to be held responsible. And the other thing is they're going to say, wait a minute. Well, if you were just going to turn around and give in to them anyways, why in the hell did you even shut down the government? Why didn't you just give them what they wanted in the first place? Oh, so
Right.
it's you guys that did it. Now that's what's going to come back and kick them in the teeth. And if the
Mm,
Republicans don't hold their resolve,
right.
that's what's going to happen. And it'll hurt them come next election.
Right.
They're
Mm,
taking a gamble. This won't hurt them anyways, but I guarantee you, if it goes on for very much longer, then they cave. Well, they're going to lose anyways because they say, "Why the hell did we shut down the government? Why did we go without pay? Why did all this have to happen?
right.
If you were just going, why didn't you just vote to give them what they wanted and vote? You know, because
Mm-hmm.
either way, if they gave them what they wanted in the beginning or they give it to them now, those Republicans will have lost their job come
Yep.
next election.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's right.
but they've got to convince the people to stand strong with them, and they've got to convince the party to stand strong with them. And personally, I I think the House needs to all the both sides,
Mm-hmm.
Johnson and Jeffries. They need to sit back, shut up, and watch
Right. Mm-hmm.
because this is the Senate thing right now. The Senate leaders are supposed to be doing this. And to be honest with you, Chuck Schumer's doing as much as I don't like it. Chuck Schumer's doing a better job of making his people behave than what Thune is doing for the Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Chuck Schumer's out there. Thune is like all we hear from is Johnson, which is from the House, and they've already passed it. They've
Right.
already done their part. So
Yeah,
let's
I
get
forgot about Thune. I didn't
let's
know.
get Thune out there. He's the leader. He's the him and
Mm,
Thune and Vance. Vance is, of
right.
course, the
Right.
president pro tem, but
Mm,
the actual majority leader is Thune, and Thune
oh,
needs to be out there. That's you know Mitch McConnell couldn't have done the job this time around. I just think he's too far. His help, it's probably a good thing that he's going to retire. And
right. Mm-hmm.
but Thune just isn't. He's not doing. He's not holding their feet to the fire. He needs to make sure he needs to work hard. And now, granted, Johnson is calling a lot of his senator friends and asking them to, hey, switch sides. But it really comes down to Thune and Vance doing their job, because Upchuck Schumer is doing his job. He's got his people voting against it, and so, and Joaquin Jeffries, well, he's too worried about a sombrero.
Yeah, his sombrero and the chihuahuas biting at his ankles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And most chihuahuas have better taste than to bite somebody like him anyways.
And that's right. And did you see the new meme about Kamala?
No, I haven't seen any today.
He's got a sombrero and
mariachis,
no,
maracas.
maracas saying Nacho president.
Yeah.
Still Nacho president.
Yeah.
That's funny. At least when we do memes, we're funny. And when they do
you got it. That's something that this president is good about. He's great at trolling.
Right.
He loves to troll them, and they fall for it every time.
Yep.
He says some stuff that is so outlandish. You're thinking, there's no way in hell he could actually believe. He said that just to piss them off.
Don't take Tylenol. Your kids might have autism, and then they're downing Tylenol like it's candy.
Well, if it'll, see, this is the problem. We've got so many safety features, and so kids' helmets. Kids don't drink from garden hoses. They don't get out there and ride their bikes without knee pads, helmets, and basically, hell, you can't even play football without having all sorts of armor built on you. You're these guys that are playing football now are like what is mech warriors? They're all and that's completely ruining the theory of evolution, survival of the fittest. These damn people are still, most of these kids would have been, something would have happened to them. They would have done killed themselves over stupidity years ago. But because of all the protections and the built-in protections we've got now, we're letting the stupid people continue to live, and now they're breeding, and
they've never had to deal with failure or losing.
Exactly. Yeah, had they failed, well, then maybe they'd have been better people. And I hate, it sounds like a bad saying, but I hate to say it, but behind every successful Republican is a failed person.
Yeah.
Because they've failed and came back stronger.
Right.
Every businessman who's ever been successful has had failures. I mean, hell, look at Colonel Sanders. He had 3 or 4 failures before he got it right.
Right.
And
he probably just sat there, 10 spices.
Oh, he started out doing hamburger. He started out with hamburger joints, and he failed at it.
That's right.
And then he also had a door-to-door. He would deliver chickens, fresh chickens, and that didn't work out well. And eventually he got into, wait a minute, he pretty good at frying chicken, and everybody liked his chicken locally, so he started selling it. And then his last name is Thomas. I can't remember his first name. Dave Thomas come along and made it a national chain. And then turned around and sold out and started Wendy's.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. So.
And we've got violence breaking out in Portland over ICE. And so Trump's trying to send National Guards there. Some knucklehead judge is trying to prevent him from sending National Guard there and to Chicago.
Yeah. And it's I think it was in Chicago where they got surrounded and they were told so they called for the officers in trouble, backup from the Chicago
Yes.
PD, and they were told to stand down. It's funny the chief of police come out and said, "I never gave that order." Well,
Right.
then you don't know what in the hell's going on in your department then, because your captain or your chief of the patrol did give that order. Or
Mhm.
now this order was given by the dispatcher. Now here's
Right.
a thought: did that chief of the patrols actually give that order, or was just that the dispatcher using her position and saying
Mm.
it was the chief?
Interesting.
You
Interesting.
know,
Now, I like what Adam Carolla said, where, they ought to put the word national in front of it.
oh
The
yeah,
national
national
immigration.
immigration.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
nice.
nice agent.
Yeah,
Yes. Hey, look. Hey, the nice people. They're coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
National immigration customs enforcement.
Enforcement.
Yeah,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I thought that
oh,
was a good idea too. Yeah.
yeah, I think. I mean, how can you say something bad about that? Oh, those nice fascists,
Yeah. Yeah.
or those, yeah,
Well,
those.
of course, that would, they would say, well, it's not so nice because the nice, yeah. It would be like if Trump came out and said we found the cure for cancer and we're going to give it to everybody who's got it for free, and
Mm,
guaranteed they're going to recover in 30 days. Well, I mean, yeah, they could invent a COVID vaccine untested, but
yeah.
the Democrats would come raise hell about it and say, no, 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 we're going to have 25 years of testing, you know.
Hmm.
And by then, cancer will have mutated so many times that the current cure that would kill off all the cancer cells would be obsolete. So
Yeah, but would
simply
they be
because it was
nice?
Trump's idea,
Would
simply
they be
because
nice?
would they be what?
Would they be nice?
Oh
Would
yeah,
we
that's it.
send out
That's
the nice patrol? Yeah.
yes, yeah. Send out the nice
Hmm.
patrol.
The National Guard to protect the nice people. Hmm.
Yes, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, I agree. That would be a great idea. They love their acronyms, so that would be a great one.
Hmm.
So,
And we got Grant in the chat, and we got this guy Woodham. Square quarter pound patties. Where is at the back of my? Oh yeah, I remember. Hmm. I got back into Wendy's, started liking them, but their app is just crazy. Or they put a restriction. It's like, oh, singles are not sold at this location, but it's like, wait a minute. Are you a restaurant or what? You should have singles and doubles. Why are you only allowing doubles to be sold? Is what I don't understand. Because if I have to drive way the hell over somewhere else to get a single, which is really a quarter pounder,
yeah, yeah,
instead of a double is just a little too much for me.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, because I want to order it because there's one between my apartment and my sister's house. And if I order at that place, they'll say, oh, singles are not available, but they have doubles. And it's like, well,
Why the hell are
just,
singles not available? That would be my question.
yeah, I know. But if I order one at a place that's to the south of me, down
Right?
at 64th and Sheridan, oh, they've got them, but not the one. It just drives me nuts. So I
Yeah.
said, screw them. So I've stayed with the McDonald's, and
Now,
now I can have it made the way that I want.
does
Yeah,
Wendy's have a junior burger?
you know what? I don't know.
You could
I
get a
know.
double junior.
I know. Burger King does. They've
Oh yeah,
got the
Burger
Whopper
King. Yeah,
Junior. Yeah,
yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
know if they have a junior. But I'll look into that.
Because if they got a Whopper Junior, then or a Wendy's Junior, then you could order Wendy's and see if they have a double Junior. So
Oh, okay.
that would equal about the same as your single.
Double, double cheeseburger that I get at McDonald's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'll look into that. I do like their fries. Their fries are pretty good.
Are they? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat at Wendy's anymore. I haven't in a long time. Just
Yeah.
of course, I don't eat a lot of hamburger anymore either. So
Well,
uh,
and plus, I've started going to Taco Bell, and
uh,
I tried their uh, chicken enchilada. Not bad. Not bad. I've had some better at a regular Mexican
well,
restaurants,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
these
yeah.
were pretty good. So, Don says Dave Thomas is also the name of the comedian who played Bob McKenzie on SCTV. That is right. And he also played in a sitcom called Grace Under Fire.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was
That's right.
next door neighbor and slash pharmacist. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't there a guy on there under Grace Under Fire? Wasn't there also a guy that was like the funeral director or something? That God, it's been so long since I've seen that.
Yeah.
It sounds a little familiar. Would that have been Martin Mull, maybe?
Was it Martin? I thought it was a redheaded guy. God, I don't remember anymore. But yeah,
Oh,
is she
yep.
still alive?
Oh yeah, she's still alive. I'm part of a Facebook group, and sometimes she pops in and
Oh, does she?
says something.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
been a while since I've seen her around. But yeah,
Yeah, because she kind of
well, she had a problem with
she had a problem. Yeah.
she was addicted to Vicodin
Yeah.
and yeah, opioids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So what else is going on? We got the nice raids. How about the nice raids? Yeah, and didn't Lyndon Johnson call out the National Guard back in '68
Yeah.
in Detroit, Chicago, and several other cities? I mean, why was it okay for Democrats to do it then,
Well,
but Trump
yeah.
does
That
it?
you talking about you're talking about when Martin Luther King got assassinated, right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, it wasn't just the National Guard; they also had the active army too.
No.
Because my brother had come back from Vietnam, and he got deployed to Nashville
Ah,
or
okay.
wherever it was in Tennessee. That was in
Oh,
Nashville. It was
Memphis.
Nashville, Memphis. Yeah, he got sent to
Yeah.
Memphis.
Well, and that's where Trump is going to send some
Yeah,
National Guard
yeah.
to.
He got sent to and they were active army. He was still in the army then, and they got sent to Memphis. He was only there for like I think 2 or 3 weeks, and they said there's only one guy in their whole unit that ended up with injuries, and he ended up with a broken arm. But it wasn't from the riots. It was they were playing football, and he fell and broke his arm because there were no riots. There was nothing to deal with. They got there, and there's like, and I think they were brought there to back the National Guard.
Right. Hmm.
Because
Well, in Detroit, they actually had tanks out at it's either at the Chrysler building or Ford building. But yeah, they actually had tanks
yeah,
out there, and they burned down a whole bunch of homes in the Detroit, and those houses never got rebuilt to. They may have been. Somebody may have built some
Oh
new
yeah,
homes.
they built on them since then. But yeah,
Yeah,
uh, yeah,
but it
we had
was vacant for decades after that.
we had a friend that would, and we actually just met him when we first moved to Grand Junction. They just recently moved there, and he was a retired Detroit police officer, and he was there during those riots. And
Right.
he said the strangest thing was they had this African American guy come up to him, and he's great big old boy, just really big, and he's like came up to him and says, uh, "Man, I've been shot." He goes, and they said, "Okay." They start checking, "Where you been shot at?" He says, "They shot me in the head." He goes, "Where at?" He says, "Yeah, they put the gun right up to me and pulled the trigger." And they'd already called an ambulance. The ambulance, they got him in the light, and they started looking at him, and it looked like a cigarette burn right here.
Uh-huh.
And he'd been shot, and it went and it traveled up here, and the bullet was lodged back here under the skin. It just
Oh,
traced
Wow.
up through his skull. He said his, basically told him your skull's so damn thick it didn't let it go. You know,
oh,
it was like a 22, a 25, or a 32. It was a
yeah,
small caliber,
yeah,
low powered gun, but it did.
right.
It just went right up the side of his nose and up through, and he said you could see the mark under the skin where it bruised it going up, but it was, as it, the next few days, it had bruised. They said, but yeah, he said when that guy walked up to me, I looked at him. There's no way. Move on. No man. They where were you shot? He says in the head, and they're like, oh, we don't see anything. He says no, right here, and he said it looked like a cigarette burn.
Wow.
Yeah, but
That, that is
but
amazing.
that was the one thing he told me about that riot. He said it was pretty bad.
Uh-huh.
He says they really, and he says there was a lot of their guys that got injured. And he says
Yeah.
it was pretty bad, and that was part of the reason they left out of Detroit after that was because
Right.
it was
Hmm.
just not a safe place to live at the time.
Right. Hmm.
And but yeah, so that's all. Those are the only two things I remember from the riots from '68.
Right. Well,
And
when I moved out there, it was only a few years after the riots, and there were still uh, homes that are just burnt to the ground, and
yeah,
it was like that up until the early 2000s. Nobody
yeah,
wanted to go in and buy that because Detroit's population had just fallen. And
right.
now it's starting to come back.
Come back
And
again. Yeah,
but the problem is it's a blue city, and it's starting to turn into a shithole again, just like
right.
Chicago, Denver, Los Angeles, Portland. I mean,
Yeah,
it's all these big cities that are run by Democrats, and they're all turning into shitholes.
yeah,
And I remember back in the day, Democrats used to have pride in their cities. They had a police department, and they at least tried to make it somewhat safe.
yeah,
But they
yeah,
had their Skid Row area, and I remember in the 80s, Skid Rows disappeared. In Denver, it was Larimer Street.
Larimer. I was going to say
Wherever it
Larimer Square.
was,
Yeah,
it was that was Skid Row. And then
yeah,
this lady by the name of Dana Crawford started buying up property there and said, "Hey, I'm going to transform this and revitalize it," and called it Lodo.
yeah,
And it was a bunch of restaurants and bars, and there's a
yeah,
lot of nightlife down there. And then
yeah.
16th Street Mall came in, and that was a pretty vibrant area. And then it
Right.
fell by the wayside and got dilapidated, and
Yep. Yep.
people didn't want to go down there because they were being accosted
By the
by
homeless.
young kids and homeless. people, and now they just reopened it, and yeah, and it's like they were talking about gun deaths, and they said,
Right.
well, red states, they have just as bad problems. And yeah, but that's only in cities that are run by Democrats.
Yeah.
So
Well, we don't have a lot of that. We did, boy. There was one year Tulsa here a few years back. It's probably been 6, 7, 8 years ago now. Tulsa was, man, they set one of the highest crime rates in the United States, and it was like, I'm thinking it was like around 2010, somewhere around there, and it's like it may have even been later than that. It might have been 2015. Yeah, it probably was 15 or
yeah,
later, because one year they had already met by March of that year. They'd already exceeded the death toll from the year before of murders,
right,
and they were having at one point Tulsa was having almost a murder a day.
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and of course we'd had some problems with our police department, or
Mm-hmm.
with, I say ours, with their police department, and it was, so they tried to do the political correct thing with it, and that created more trouble because, of course, it
Mm-hmm.
didn't help that, like, one of the guys that he was sent to jail for for second or third degree murder because he
Oh,
had pulled out. He thought he was tasing this guy, and he shot him.
oh boy.
And
Oh yes, I
he was a
remember that.
reserve officer. He's like 70 years old and out there carrying it, like, and it's like, if you don't know the difference, how your taser should be on one side and your gun on the other side. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason he got to do that is because he donated a lot of the cameras and shit for the police departments.
Mm-hmm.
So then after that happened, they pretty well did away with that. Uh,
Right.
the
Mm-hmm.
civilian ride-alongs like that, or reserve officers positions.
Reserve office. Well, on that note, we have just passed an hour, and I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. William, thanks for coming. I hope you become a subscriber and tell your friends about it, and we could grow this channel. We have already surpassed 3,000 watch hours, so we are on our way. We only need less than 500 to get to the 1,000 subscriber mark, and we can become monetized and really do stuff.
Well, will Charles and I then get paid finally?
We shall see. We'll see how well the
Why in the hell
t-shirt.
should you get all the money? We do all the work. You just sit there and look pretty. Charles and I that do all the damn work.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Thanks for coming, you guys. Don't forget my other show, Art Code Drones and Entertainment, tomorrow night.
Entertainment.
We work on that. Mostly we talk about drones up front. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night, folks.